Kunsthal is a museum in Rotterdam designed by architect Rem Koolhaas. The unmistakable box-shaped Kunsthal is located parallel to one of the dikes that runs alongside the river. On the opposite side of Kunsthal is a local park. Kunsthal acts as both a museum and a gateway, connecting these two opposing sites. There is a ramp that runs through Kunsthal that intercepts a roadway that runs parallel to the dike. It was important to Koolhaas that the building responded to the duality of the site. The pathway that cuts through is skylit and features a slanted roof garden that emulates the slope of the ramp walkway. This crossing route system divides the Kunsthal into 4 parts that are connected to a spiraling promenade that links the levels as a single cohesive structure. Kunsthal is very much built around its internal circulation, but is also built around the 2 main facades. The ground floor of the facade is constructed entirely from a wall of glass panels. The second floor is a solid box that appears to float above the transparent ground floor, much like his acclaimed Villa Floriac, which was built in 1998. The facade of Kunsthal is imposing and seemingly impenetrable. There is no grand entrance that welcomes the visitor into the museum. Rather, there is a subtle break in the glass ground level, or a ramp that leads into the structure can be found. It is as if the visitor is dared to explore the interior rather than beckoned. Within the Kunsthal is an auditorium, a restaurant, and 3 exhibition sections. These sections are interwoven and allow for easy passage. Many of these spaces are visible from the route that cuts through the museum perpendicular to the river. Perhaps the most visible space is the auditorium, which slants the opposite direction of the ramp. All of these slants create interesting spaces. The space created by the angle of the auditorium allows for the restaurant cafe to have a niche directly below it. The building successfully conserves space by maximizing its use. Also, extinct from the roof is a large rectangular tower structure that calls attention to the museum. Every facet of the Kunsthal is a different experience that allows the viewer to have multiple engaging perspectives. Kunsthal is a grand example of how everyday life can transform into an inspirational experience without the loss of comfort or security. Rem Koolhaas achieves this magnificent success through candid understanding of the site environment mixed with a sense of exploring and expanding the limits of design.